Hey, it's Billy Corinne, and I am here with Andrea Stein, and I am so excited to have you. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So you are the owner of Moondust Press and the author of Brina, a Pagan Picture Book.
Yes, I have it here.
Yay. Oh, it's so pretty. I know you're just showing me that, all the foil. Let's see.
Right.
Yes. It's beautiful. Okay, so tell me how this book came to be.
So about now 2 years ago, I would say I was at work actually, and I was like on my lunch break at work, and I had one line of poetry come to me, which is one of the lines that rhymes in the book. And I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I found it, because I had been looking at that point. I have a 7-year-old daughter. And I started practicing witchcraft right around the time that I became a mom. I was 20 years old and a single parent when I had her, and recently out of a domestic violence situation. And I really found power and healing in witchcraft. And for her, I'd been unable to find it for a really long time. I had found some pagan books, and I had found some other books, kind of, I would say, like earth-based books, but I hadn't really found anything modern that reflected what witches looked like to me and the
Yeah.
people that I knew and my house and the way I was raising her. So I wrote the whole book like that day. It's only 300 words, so it's not like this major accomplishment, but I wrote it that day. I sat at Chipotle for like 2.5 hours, and the people there were like, why? But I wrote it all down. I wrote it all down on binder paper, and it's changed a little, but I mean, it was edited, but it's pretty close to how I wrote it that day in its final form. And I found an illustrator locally who was in a similar situation, who was a new parent and a mom who was exploring her spirituality. And she is amazing, Casey Mattioli. And she did all of the artwork, and we have become really good friends. And it was just this kind of beautiful project that came out of it.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Okay, so can you share that one line that came to you that started this whole?
Yes, it's the very beginning of the book.
Okay.
Brina is a little witch. Okay, I stole the name from NCIS. One of the medical examiners in NCIS, his wife's name is Brina in the show. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that so much. And it just stuck in my head as like a baby name. And I don't know why. It just came to me for this. It's Brina is a little witch. She's yet to find her way. She learns about the ancient craft through art and earth and play. And that's the beginning of the book. And then it kind of goes into different types of witchcraft.
Oh, that's awesome.
Find that page.
Oh, very, very.
My daughter's copy. As you can see, this book belongs to Luna. I'm obsessed with books that have book plates, so we put one in.
Yes.
And then we put a bunch of stuff from like her bedroom, like the dream catcher that's on my daughter's wall is in here, and like her shells from her bedroom, and like her little colored pencil holder is in here. And she's obsessed with that.
How sweet. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, well, yay. That's great. Okay, so you're going to share with us some other books as well that are not, necessarily pagan or, but
Yeah. So before and after that, I would say especially in the past year, I've been heavily collecting books that I could find that, are more pagan adjacent, witchy adjacent, that might bring up themes or topics that we're talking about, or certain pantheons or astrology, but that don't directly address witchcraft. There are a few, maybe I think 2 or 3 in here that do specifically talk about witches. This is a graphic novel. It's amazing. I'm about halfway through it. I got it 3 days ago. And they're just things that I think people will find useful, but might not necessarily find when you do a search for like witchy kids books or pagan kids books.
right.
So I'll start with babies, because I have some babies, and then I have like picture books, and then I have like some middle grade and chapter books.
Awesome.
Okay, babies. dear little Taurus. I just had a Taurus May 16th. She has all of these. This is Roxy Marge. She wrote and illustrated them, and they're super cute little simple books
Fun.
that just go through, and they have like all of the characteristics. Like, did you know that you're loyal? And then it will go through all of the little Taurus traits, and they're just illustrated like these little elves, but they're all like in theme.
Oh my gosh, I love
colors.
those. I have not seen those.
Super cute. Love them. Astro Baby, Michelle T. This one is so cute too. This one goes through the entire zodiac, so I really like it. These are the end pages, and it says, what sign are you? And then it goes through all of them. And then the beginning rhyme, and this one is so cute too. It says, the moment you were born, time stood still, and your chart was cast with a magical quill. The stars and the planets began to play, and they left their mark on your special day. And then it goes through like the entire zodiac and all the different signs. This is Virgo. I'm a Virgo. And it says, the earth-loving baby is really quite kind. They love to help others with their quick-thinking mind. A virtuous worker with a perfectionist streak. This busy-brained baby is peace that they seek. And I also love rhyming books, my entire book. Yeah. I have a lot of trouble not writing in rhyme. I know people are like, I need help writing in rhyme. I need help not writing in rhyme. I can't stop myself. There's another, okay. So do you have the Wild Unknown tarot deck by any chance? Okay.
I have these. These are the ones I have.
I love Susan Crayons. And this book, this is Hello Sacred Life. It's actually, I think she stopped publishing it, but there are others that are like, she has Hello Sacred Creatures, which is like basically the updated version of this book. Gotcha. They're super cute too, because they're board books. So they're really good for babies, and they're really short, and they go through all of the elements, and they're really cute. They're perfect baby books.
Absolutely. Love. Okay, see, I at least have one of these.
Okay. Those are my biggest baby recommendations. Coming up from that, dust jackets are hard in this house because
I understand.
They go. I didn't put a dust jacket on my book because I was like, well, are people going to keep it? This is Moon by Alison Oliver. You can't see the cover, but it's super cute. And it's about a girl named Moon, and she goes out and basically like escapes her life and all of her, she has this list of things she needs to do, like homework and band practice and all of these to-dos. And she basically escapes her whole life, and she goes out into the wilderness, and she lives with the wolves, and they teach her all of these animal skills that help her de-stress in her life. And then when she goes back into her school environment, she carries all of those things that the animals taught her back into it. Awesome. So just cool. Little animism, little elements. Okay. Rebecca Green, How to Make Friends with the Ghost. This book is every single one of them. Like, it's so cute because it is. It's like the best word to describe it. And it's hard with the illustrations to come up with. Look at the end pages in this one.
Oh my gosh.
They're just like and adorable. So it's basically written as like a how-to guide for connecting with spirits in a very child-friendly way. It's like a ghosts aren't scary kind of book, you know. The ghost is silly. It's like, don't put your ghost in the dryer. Like types of food, it's like snacks that your ghost will like, and how to take care of them, and places that they'll like to sleep, and like songs to sing them. It's perfect.
How fun. Okay.
This is a new book. Flying Eye Books is the publisher. I have a few books in here. Three books out of this fairly short stack that are all by Flying Eye. They make really beautiful books. This one has the foil too. And this is another rhyming book, Child of Galaxies by Blake Nudo. And it is about basically how we're made up of star stuff and like how all of the galaxies have combined, and how you might feel like you're small in this moment and you might not feel important in your life, but that all of these circumstances came together to put you in the universe right now and how you're important. It's really cute. Susan Cooper, The Shortest Day. which is a poem about winter solstice. So it's a really famous poem.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Cooper is amazing. And I always think of her as writing, she wrote The Dark is Rising, which is like this intense kind of middle grade YA book. But she also wrote this poem about the winter solstice that this is just an illustrated version. There's barely any words in the book because it's such a short poem. Mm-hmm. So there's a bunch of pages that don't have words, but they're just like really beautiful illustrations about how people have celebrated the winter solstice throughout the world.
Awesome.
In different times. That's really cute. I read it to my daughter's first grade class this year. I did a winter solstice Yule day for them where we made ornaments. I dehydrated a bunch of oranges and we made like little ornaments, and we did herbal ornaments, and we did berries and all this stuff.
Awesome.
Pearl by Molly Idle, another lost dust jacket. This is a mermaid book. My kids are super interested in fairies and mermaids and any kind of mythical creature. It's not necessarily witchcraft, but it's certainly imagination. It's certainly things that
absolutely
people believe in regardless of age. And this is about a mermaid named Pearl, and what she ends up doing is she wants to take care of something. So all the mermaids are basically custodians of different parts of the ocean. They all have these big important jobs like taking care of the coral reefs, or they're in charge of the waves. And her mother, she's like, I want to do something important. I feel useless. And her mom gives her a grain of rice to take care of. And she's like, what is this? This doesn't mean it. Why would you give me something so small? And she ends up taking care of it and nurturing it over time, and it grows and grows and grows, and it becomes the moon. And she's basically the custodian of the moon. And it's beautiful. It's beautifully illustrated. Molly Idle wrote and illustrated it, and she's extremely talented.
Awesome.
Phoebe Wall, Backyard Fairies.
I have this one too.
She's so cute. I love all of her books.
Yes.
She's opening, I think her online store opens tomorrow.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
Everyone watching this on this day, I think it's this day. And she's selling signed copies of her books too. Adorable, again, another rhyming book. And it talks about leaving offerings for the Fae, and also just like how the Fae are really tricky, and how the character's like going through this whole book and she can't find them. And, you know, all her things keep either going missing, or she'll find things on her that she didn't put there. And it explains that all of those little things are coming from the fairies.
It's a lot of fun. We have a house full of fairy lovers here, so.
Do you have any fairy doors?
We don't.
That's a cute one.
Yeah.
I've seen people put like little glitter footprints up to them in the middle of the night, and all kinds of creative things.
Yeah, we really should. Yeah, we need a fairy door for sure.
We do it more outside too.
Yeah.
We have a section of our garden that is the fairy area. Okay, this next one is also a Flying Eye book, Marcy and the Riddle of the Sphinx.
Ooh,
and it goes through Egyptian mythology and includes all of those people. I don't know, have you read any of the Percy Jackson books, or are you familiar?
Yeah.
So it's kind of in the same vein, but it's like more comic book style and for little kids. And the end pages in this one are gorgeous and witchy too. The star map.
Definitely gonna have to pick that one up. I do
really good
Egyptian mythology.
They have other ones too. It's from Brownstone's mythical collection. So I think that there's other mythologies. This is the only book that I have, but I know that I think it's her dad, this character's dad, that's in the other books.
Awesome. Okay.
Let me go up into middle grade. I grabbed this one just because this is the only one I own. My daughter is 7, so we've read all of the Goddess Girls books and the Thunder Girls books. This is Heroes in Training. It's Greek mythology. It's about Zeus. These are more gender neutral or boy focused.
Okay.
They're also really good, but Goddess Girls are definitely more girly, but those are the same. They introduce the characters in really relatable ways, and they make it really easy for them to understand like the personality traits of each of these gods or goddesses. And then when you end up telling them actual stories from mythology, it makes sense. They're like,
Right.
oh, well, she would do that because she is obsessed with how she looks, or she would do that because she takes care of this. You know, she's very angry, or she, you know.
Right.
Funny.
Awesome.
The Girl Who Drank the Moon. This one, it's not, again, not as strictly witchy, but it has a witch who at the beginning you think is evil, and then they kind of break down all of the stereotypes about her throughout it. Really good.
I haven't read that, but one of my daughters has, and I know she loved it.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It was a little old for us. I enjoyed it more than Luna did. And I read some of it to myself. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. My two final, I saved my best ones for last. Okay. This book came out this week or last week, and I pre-ordered it because I was so excited. If anything, I'm a little jealous that I didn't write it because it's just everything that I wanted. It's everything that I didn't have when I wrote my book and needed. So it's nonfiction, and it's more glossary style. Season of the Witch. This is another flying.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a spellbinding history of witches and other magical folk. And it's basically illustrated history of witchcraft.
Oh, this is exciting.
And Matt Ralph's, and it goes through historically and internationally all of these different cultures and all the different lore, and it's amazing. So I'm going to read you the contents.
Okay.
Ancient Mesopotamian magic. What a witch looks like. Ancient Egyptian magic, Heka, the Book of the Dead. Ancient Greek magic, Circe, wands and familiars. Slavic magic, Baba Yaga. Cauldrons and potions, Rasputin. Norse magic, sea witches. Spells and incantations, medieval magic, grimoires. South African magic, voodoo, Marie Laveau, voodoo dolls and charms, Japanese magic, early modern magic, the Salem witch trials, modern day magic, Gerald Gardner, a silver thread.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what kind of thread is for each of those topics? Is it just like a couple pages?
So this is the first one. So like Norse magic is like these double pages, and then there's like little blurbs on different things. And then it goes like, this is the Sea Witch page. So it's all very historical, but then it also includes like a lot of mythology.
Yeah.
This is medieval magic. My daughter is obsessed with the Japanese magic page. That is her favorite. Look at the Baba Yaga illustration. I'm
my gosh.
Obsessed with her and the mortar. So good.
Oh my goodness. This is fun. Yes.
It is priceless.
Yeah.
It's a little older. I'd say it's more of a 6, 7, 8, 9 and up book, just because you can't really read it like a picture book. You also can't really read it in one sitting. It's more of a reference book, or you come back every now and then. I love this spread too of Gardner.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. This is fantastic.
It is.
How did I miss this?
Unreal. And it's diverse, and it's just
wonderful.
And they didn't I guess they didn't really publicize it that much. I found it because I am obsessed with flying eye in general, and sometimes I just go on Amazon and search flying eye books and see what else they've come out with. And I found it by chance that way, and I pre-ordered it.
That's awesome.
So excited. And I just feel like everyone needs to know.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Okay.
My last one. This is a little hand-bound book. It's an actual book with an ISBN. It's a copyrighted book with an ISBN. It's registered with the Library of Congress, but she hand binds and prints all of them and stains them.
Oh my gosh.
It's Anne Arnett, and it's a children's book of spells. And she goes through, this is the first page. It says, what is magic? And then it's a spell for joy, a spell to protect you from darkness. Then each of the spells is written, and then there's basically instructions for each of them. And it is like one of my daughter's prized possessions.
Yeah, that's
It
beautiful.
looks like someone made it for you and someone did.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's little and it's cute, and she can carry it in her bag with her. And then at the end, there's a section on writing your own spells and keeping a book of shadows and the elements and the pentagram. There's a whole section on the moon phases too, like one little page. It's just, again, something I feel like everyone should have, and something that's just so beautiful that they made.
Absolutely.
They made them all as a family.
Yeah. Gosh, thank you so much. You shared some really great resources.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I feel compelled also to mention the TV show, Summer Camp Island, that I feel like people don't know about. Do you listen to The Witch Wave?
I haven't in a while, but yes, I feel like that's probably where I originally learned about the show, I'm sure.
Yes. So that's how I found it.
Okay.
Julia Pott, who created Summer Camp Island, and she's also the voice of Susie. She was interviewed by Pam Grossman on The Witch Wave. And she says that, you know, she's not pagan. She doesn't really consider herself a witch, but she wanted to kind of open up this magical world. And that show, not just even the witchy parts, but the way they handle everything, the way they handle problem solving and the gender binary and relationships and friendship. It is like the most important children's show on TV, I think. And no one knows. And I'm like,
hey, watch this show.
This amazing thing.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. No, absolutely. Yeah. We watch that show in this house, and we absolutely
so good. And I love how short all of the episodes are.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Absolutely. Well, this is fun. So we're going to go ahead and put all of those books, all the information in the show notes so everybody can find them easily. We'll put all your information. Anything else you want to share with us before?
No, I don't think I mentioned like the author and illustrator of all of them. So if you need that, let me know. But
yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we can find them. But yeah, I will definitely bug you if we can't.
Okay. Thank you so much. This was fun.
Take care.